kind of befittingly, the Final Destination. Yes, we must remember the at the beginning of the title, because it's the Final Destination, and it's the biggest pile of crap I have ever watched. Yep, we're talking about the, like, massive version of how big a, you know, Rube Goldberg's gadget can you design. It was I mean, I believe, I haven't seen number 2 or 3, and to be honest, you know, I loved the first Final Destination movie, but in my opinion, there is so far that you can kind of, you know, take that idea of avoiding death, because the problem is the plot is so formulaic in that you know what's going to happen. You know these guys are going to, you know, have a premonition or something. They're going to avoid death, and then death is going to come up, you know, come to chase after them, and they're going to think they skipped sorry, kittens are kind of they're going to think they've skipped the order, and then, you know, a couple of weeks down the line, death is just going to on all the leftovers. So, I mean, there's just no ground left to that plot. But I went along in all good faith and all good belief that maybe, although the plot would be exactly the same, that there would be an entertaining movie in there. How wrong I was. The characters, the second you meet them, you just want them to die. You're like, yay, kill them now! And sadly, the ones that you want to die straight away just don't, just to toy with you. The plot is, obviously, you know, and actually, it feels like it rips off elements of, like, the previous 3 installments. So, it's bad enough that the plot, you know, the idea is exactly the same, but when they start ripping off exact deaths and, you know, phrases and character kind of designs, well, that's slightly worrying. And let's talk about the deaths. As I said, this is literally, as has been the way with the previous installments, it is like a massive Rube Goldberg, you know, cause and effect device. And some of the situations they set up, you know, like, now triggers this, and then an air pump does that, and then, you know, and then in the end, like, I won't say who, and again, I want to stay out of spoiler territory, but basically this guy gets smushed by a car that has been, like, released from its kind of position at a garage, by a series of events. And that's what's even worse, is the actual way that they die, in that this happens, and then they have, like, this shot of the guy who's been pressed against this, like, chain link fence, and in kind of Resident Evil with the lasers and the meat chunks falling apart, you get 4 neatly kind of diamond shaped chunks of the whole guy's body slide through the hole, and then you get this camera shot of this missing square, and it's looking through, completely through, to the people going to go on the other side. And that's kind of pushing the boundaries of kind of plausibility to a whole new level. There was a woman stuck up in a car wash, and sadly she doesn't die at that time. But again, it's this whole kind of suspense that's built up, seemingly for no reason whatsoever, and you're sat there going, ow, what's going to happen next? And it just completely pushes all realms of kind of believability. Again, we're talking about a movie. It's not so much believability, but how much you can just sit there and go, oh, for goodness sake, just kill her already. It's like, you know, watching Buffy just fighting with a vampire for about 10 minutes. It's like delaying the inevitable, and sadly it does it in the most tedious of ways. And the worst one for me personally had to have been this guy who gets sucked again with the whole different causes and effects that kind of chain reaction. He ends up with his arse sucked against the plug hole in a massive swimming pool. And now anybody who sat on the plug hole in their bath knows, you know, you're going to get that suction effect. However, they pushed it to a whole new level where they then proceeded to suck the guy's innards out through his butthole via the drainage of this pool. And I'm just sat there going, the dude just lost his intestines by sitting on a drainage hole. I'm sorry, it just completely, and I just sat there thinking, oh, for goodness sake. It's not as if it's not as if I wanted to walk out, but I just wanted to throw something at the screen. It was that ludicrous. So I only give it about 2 stars out of 5 because, I mean, if you like the first 3 movies, knock yourself out. Just really do not be surprised when you're kind of sat there going, oh, here we go again. And the worst bit is you follow it completely, you know, putting aside all realms of your kind of belief in this. You kind of try and enjoy, you kind of sit through the death scenes. I went with a friend and we were sat there laughing our butts off. You know, there's all this, again, as with the previous 3, there was like ridiculous amounts of blood and gore spraying everywhere. We were sat there laughing our butts off. But the thing is you get all the way through that. The end bit, again, I will not spoil, was the most disappointing, lame, ridiculous ending, which again ripped off the first movie. Again, not too much surprise, but what was even worse about that was it then went from like this camera shot of them all sat in this, you know, under attack essentially. Again, I'm trying to stay away from the actual thing. And then it cuts to like this animated X-ray versions of them. So you're not even getting the real smush effect. So there's no enjoyment there of watching these annoying kids that you've been waiting to die the whole movie getting smushed. Hang on. We have a kitty! Hello, Morg! Silly Morg. He's going soon. Sorry. I had to interrupt there. So it just defies all believability. So really, just avoid at all costs, especially if you're looking for a logical movie. And the worst part about that was, of course, it's done by the great James Wong, who is essentially like a demigod in X-Files, in the X-Files fandoms. So that was even worse. Having seen some of his other movies like that he's done with Glenn Morgan, like the remake of Willard, etc. I was really disappointed by this, and just avoid. But I'm going to cut that short here and say my goodbyes, because like I say, there was a lot that I've been wanting to cover and talk about that I just haven't got a chance to, and I hope to cover in the next few vlogs or so. But I want to keep these as tightly packed as possible. So I will be back next week, actually. Before I go though, to the X-Files fans out there, if you're going to the X-Files Con in Berlin in October, I'm gonna be there! Woo! I'm really looking forward to it. Can you tell? But if you're gonna be there, good old X-Sketch is gonna be there. Hope to see you there. Sadly, I know the two of the gunmen now aren't going, so that was really disappointing. And of course, one of the days has been knocked off. I don't care because we're going for a 6-day holiday. So, but for the X-Files fans out there who sadly aren't going, there'll be a report. I'll be doing a vlog. I'm going to try and do a holiday vlog day by day, and hopefully do a vlog while actually at the convention. So what I'll do is upload that in segments when I get back. But for now, that's about it. Really, I really was expecting to say more there, but obviously it's just not coming today. I just wanted to touch base and really get back into the flow of this, because it has been a while since I've been in front of the camera. So you all take care, and thanks for all your support, and I'll see you down the road.